Hello, everyone. On this occasion, we will interview an extraordinary motivator with Pandu Digital and English Club of SMA Negeri Lima Timur. So let's get started.
Okay, so we have heard some of words from him before, and now we would like to interview him to be more detailed about how did he ended up as a student abroad. So, could you introduce yourself to the viewers, please?
Okay, thank you for good interviewer. Um, Me myself, Pringgo Pranendita. I was born and raised here in Luwu Timur. To be specific, I was raised in Malili for 18 years. I went to local schools, public schools, before I eventually went to Europe, Eastern Europe, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, to be precise, for high school for a couple of years, and then currently I'm continuing my study at Lewis and Clark College in Oregon, United States, with double major in economics and international relations.
So it's gonna sound a bit personal, but how old are you right now?
I feel happy right now. Currently, I'm enjoying my summer break in Indonesia. It's been 4 months. I'm gonna leave the country in about 2 weeks. Kind of sad about that, but also I enjoyed my break. I went to a lot of schools. I was invited by a lot of communities. I got to share a lot of my stories and hopefully motivate some people.
Your age right now?
This year I'm turning 21. I just turned 21.
It's pretty young to be on the third master. Okay, so I got a few questions that maybe the viewers is curious about. What grades do you need to apply to join the scholarship program instead of TOEFL, IELTS, and report card score?
Okay. So basically,
Aside from that, okay.
For the very first thing that I applied to is United World College. I explained it before during my talk that it has 18 schools that spread around the world, and basically the requirements aren't that high. First, TOEFL and IELTS weren't requirements. If you have it, cool. If you don't have it, you don't have to. I didn't have it. I didn't take the test before college, so I applied without any TOEFL score. My English was bad. I was barely speaking English. And basically the minimum score was 80. So
I'm sorry, but how did you ended up as a student abroad without the IELTS or TOEFL test?
well, see, it depends on the program. Many programs going abroad don't really require that,
So it doesn't. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's easy.
including
Oh,
mine, because basically UWC is an international school. So it's not like an elite private schools. It is a private school, but
Yeah.
since it's an international school and it provides scholarship, a lot of people from smaller communities or from countries like in Latin America, they don't really have background in speaking English. So a lot of people actually come to the school and just learn English. And basically the
Oh my
comedy things that we're eventually gonna learn. We're eventually gonna learn. So even with kind of like very little experience with English, they just know that we're gonna learn eventually. So that was the case. And for report card, it's 80. During my year, my second grade of high school, it was COVID. And I had like many issues with online schooling and everything.
Yeah, I see.
So I had one grade, which was like 78 or 80, but it was not high. It was not high. But still, I got accepted. But like
In which subject was it?
it was religious study, but simply because I couldn't make it to school.
I see.
I couldn't make it to school for like a kind of like practice, and yeah, my grade were kind of flawed.
But the other subject you got a 19, right? 90.
Some 80-ish, some 90s. So it's fine. But also, as I said during my talk, it's not all about grades and numbers, but
Yeah.
also, we have essays that we need to answer. I was the committee for this scholarship too, and we kind of like choose like more holistic review. So of course we look at their grades. We look at the candidates' grades, but also we look at their backgrounds, their stories and everything. So there's a lot more of a person more than just their grades. So I was an essay reviewer,
Yeah.
basically. And say we have two candidates, right? This one candidate, she went abroad. She's currently like doing exchange program somewhere abroad, say somewhere like the UK.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, let's say the first person, she's in the UK doing exchange program, but
Yeah.
she's from Jakarta. She went to Mentari school. She's from a very rich family. She went to like elite international school since kindergarten. So it just makes sense. It just makes sense that she went abroad with all the opportunities she
Yeah,
has.
she got
It's cool, but it's
that's
normal, right? Like
yeah,
you have the opportunities. That's the first person.
privilege, isn't it?
The second person is from Papua Pegunungan. So the second
Oh,
person can barely speak English,
oh my God.
can barely speak
Yeah.
English, but she speaks English regardless of never actually take any English course. She got a scholarship, and now currently taking high school in Java with a scholarship. So like with all the struggles, with all the challenges, lack of privileges that she had, she actually made it to Java for her study. It's awesome. That's called potential.
Oh
And
my
the other
God, that's
person,
so
like,
cool.
okay, she's cool. She went to UK, but it just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like she has all the opportunities. So like that's normal. But the one from Papua, she didn't have anything, yet she managed to make it to Java. That's awesome. So I would choose the second person instead of the first one. And this is kind of the mindset that I want us to
She
have.
got experience, right?
Yeah,
That's all because of herself.
exactly.
I see. So where did she end up right now?
Um, I'm currently studying in Portland, Oregon. It's in
Oh,
West
wow.
Coast, 12 hours. Thank you. It's 12 hours from San Francisco.
That's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
So I heard you mention about essay, and I have a question about that. You said that the experience of joining a club or organization giving you a best answer to the essay, right? What about if I'm not joining any club or no organization, but I still can made up an answer to that essay? What do you think?
Yeah. Again, personal experience, you can talk about a lot of things during your
Yeah.
essays. Oftentimes, we're afraid that our essay is being too personal, but actually, make your essay very personal.
Oh,
After you make your essay, I want you to look at it, read it, and think like this. If I give this essay to another person, can they use it? If your answer is yes, then your essay is not being specific enough. It's not good enough. So say, it asks, when you face a failure, what will you do? You don't have any organizational experience. You can talk like this. Once, I was entrusted by my mother to keep our store, family store.
yeah.
I was keeping the store, and I remember there's this person that comes and asks for a price of a certain product in which I don't know the price.
Oh,
During this moment, I was confused. I wanted to ask my mom, but my mom was not there. And I could not give answer I do not know to a customer because it'll be bad. So at that point, I ran to my neighbor, I borrowed their phone, and I called my mom. So basically, in this essay, you talk about how you are a responsible person. You don't want to make your customer disappointed. Again,
Yeah.
you're responsible to your mom. You're responsible
exactly.
to a thing, to a job that you're given. And also it shows problem solving. So even from simple stories, the comedy can like assess you as a person. It might be just a personal simple story, but there's more layers to it.
So it doesn't really accrue any club or organization experience, but more like your personal
Yeah.
experience as how responsible yourself
Yeah.
is.
Of course, it's varies. It's case to case. Depends on the scholarship, what kind of person they look forward to. And again, of course, organizations and experiences out of academics always help. But there's more of a person than just that.
I noticed that your English is so very good. When did you learn
Thank you.
that? What age did you started to learn English?
Basically, of course, learning English is a whole life process.
Oh
My
my
first
God.
English words were made in China. It's written on all my toys.
Oh,
It's written on all my toys, made in China. But
Oh.
basically, I never had the opportunity to join any English course. I wasn't raised in a very privileged
you're
family.
self-taught.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I
That's
did
awesome.
self-taught. Thank you. But basically, I actively speak in English 3 years ago when I first got into high school in Bosnia. Before that, I only like play games, listen to music, or watch movies, and they're actually very helpful. It's just that because I learned it kind of like informal way from movies and everything. When I first got into academic settings in school, writing essays and journals and papers, oftentimes I still use kind of like informal language. But I pick it up along the way. So it's fine. Just try. Like, practice makes perfect.
Um. Actually, do you ever experience any culture shock while you were abroad? Yeah.
Um, a culture shock,
Yeah.
definitely. Especially given that I was born and raised here, 18 years of my life, and suddenly I went to an international school in Europe. My friends are from like more than 70 countries. A lot of things, especially on how people interact with each other.
Oh.
Because basically here, kind of like from the eastern part of the world, we look up to like the elders, parents, and older people. But over there, they're more like casual. So like the way they talk to their teachers, their principal, they sit together and talk. I remember during the orientation week, we had kind of like, we went to kind of a lake and I was sitting on a bus
Yeah.
and my principal was sitting next to me and we just like talk very casually. And like, also we don't call sir or mister
I'm
or miss.
sorry, but did you call him by his name,
Yeah.
not the title?
No.
Oh,
We don't.
I see.
It depends
That's the
basically.
difference,
Yeah.
between Indonesia and
So that's the thing,
Yeah.
because like she sat next to me and I call her by name. I call her Sonia.
Oh my god.
So it kind of like felt weird and awkward at first, but then I got used to it because you can show respect. You can appreciate
Oh.
people with a lot more things than just like calling them Mister or Miss. You can show them by how you treat them, how you listen to them,
It
how you
feels more
respond.
personal, isn't it?
It is. It is. And again, it's culture shock. It's different from case to case. Even in the US itself, I know on the East Coast, kind of like around New York, Virginia, and kind of like from the Eastern Coast, they're more formal like that. I think they call Mr. Sir more. But from my side, I'm from the West Coast, kind of like Western part of the US. They're more kind of like informal. They're like more open.
Okay, I think that's all we have heard about him. Now, give him a little applause, everyone. So, I give it back to my friend. Okay, Gilbert?
Okay. All right. That's the interview. Thank you for your attention.
I took a bus to go to Serbia, basically, and then I got back to Indonesia, and on my way to the US. So starting from Makassar, I went to Jakarta, and then Taiwan, and then all the way to the US, which is this one. And then on my way back, it's not Taiwan.